Hello and welcome to today's class where we're going to be focusing on the throat area and just opening up the whole of this kind of space. So to start with, come into a comfortable position, whatever that means for you. It can be cross-legged, it could be up on your knees. Hands on the knees, wherever you are, close down the eyes. And let's just take a moment here to take a big inhale through the nose. And sigh it out through the mouth. And again, big inhale through the nose. And let it go. One more time, big inhale. Let it go. And then slowly open the eyes. Okay. We're going to take a big inhale now and lift your shoulders as close to your ears as you can. And as you exhale, just drop them down. And again, inhale up. Exhale, drop. And again, inhale up. Exhale, drop. Okay. Let's bring the right ear to the right shoulder. Hold it here. Just feel the whole of the left side opening up. And then roll your head down towards your chest. And then roll it to the other side, left ear to left shoulder. Length of your spine, long inhales and exhales. Roll it back to center and over to the right, sorry. Back to center, over to the left. One more time, over to the right. And over to the left. Okay, drop it back to center before coming up right. Okay, from here, I'm going to bring the hands in front and we're going to fold forward. Now, if you're on your knees, you might want to now come over into cross-legged, or you can also try this on your knees. You might not just get down as far. So just fold it over. Let the back round, let the neck get long, head get heavy. And then slowly walking yourself up. Head's the last thing to come up. And roll it up. Okay, going to roll all the way over now into downward facing dog. So come on over to all fours. And then tuck the toes, spread the fingers wide. Lift those hips up high. So really lengthen through your spine here. Push your belly back. And then push your hips up high. Keep a slight bend in the knees, just so you can really lengthen through the spine. And then looking towards your fingers, take a big step or little steps and come into your forward fold. So feet at hips distance, slight bend of the knees. Upper body is folded over, completely relaxed here. So just shake your head yes and no, make sure it's nice and loose. Maybe grab hold of opposite elbows. Now bend your knees quite a bit so that your belly can rest on your thighs, and just feel and notice if that relaxes your back a little bit more. Maybe gently swaying side to side. And then releasing the hands, bend the knees, slowly roll yourself up to standing and come into Tadasana, mountain pose. Arms down by the sides. Head over pelvis, pelvis over feet. And we're going to ground down through the left foot, step back with the right foot, and then turn your right foot parallel to the back of your mat. Your front heel should be in line with your back arch, so just align that right now. Micro bend that left knee, okay, so we're not locking out the knee, we're not tensing the kneecap, so just loosen that kneecap. Arms in line with your shoulders, torso is facing the right side of your mat. Reach your left fingertips as far forward as you can, then left hand comes down onto the left leg, right hand reaches up. Now it's up to you here whether you gaze forward or gaze up, and if you lose balance, just come straight back in. You can also look down. It's going to depend on your neck today. And just keep imagining that right hip rolling backwards. If you are looking up, just look down, bend into that left knee, come back up. Now switch the feet. So your left toes are going to point towards the right side of your mat, right toes are going to point towards the back. Triangle pose on the other side. So reach your right fingertips forward this time. Right hand comes down onto the right leg, left hand reaches up for your triangle pose. Again, either looking straight ahead, down or up, depends how your neck feels. And just make sure that the hand that's on your leg isn't pushing too much into that knee, okay? So don't put too much pressure on there, okay? You should be able to easily lift that hand up and stay exactly where you are. It's just helping with a little bit of balance. And then looking down, bend into that right knee, arms come back up, and then step to Tadasana, top of the mat. Inhale, sweep the hands up, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine, lengthen the legs. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, take both feet back to plank. Lower the knees. Lower all the way down onto your belly. Hands end up next to the chest. Ground down through the tops of your feet. Ground down through your pelvis. Push into those hands. Lift your chest up slightly. Next, exhale, lower back down. Maybe rest your head on the ground. Take a breath here. Now let's rise back up, maybe this time coming up a little bit higher. Keep your pelvis on the ground though. Look straight ahead. Next, exhale, lower back down. Rest that forehead again. Loosen those hips. And then push back up onto your knees. And we're going to come all the way over onto our back. So you can bring your knees to one side, roll over, and slowly make your way down onto your back. Hug in those knees. Maybe gently rock side to side. And then let's plant those feet flat on the ground, quite close towards your bum here. So maybe your fingertips can tickle your heels. Tuck the shoulder blades under. Looking up towards the ceiling, we're going to lift those hips into our bridge pose. Now notice here how your neck feels. Maybe you need to slightly look behind you to open up the front of that neck. Can you tuck those shoulder blades under even more? Open up the front body a tiny bit more. Keep breathing. And exhale, lower back down. Loosen the body, loosen those legs. Just bring your neck to one side, so bring your ear, left ear to the ground. Back to center, right ear to the ground. Left ear to the ground. And right ear to the ground. come back to center. Okay, and the next pose we're going to do can be quite tricky, and just make sure there's space behind you. So you might want to shuffle down your yoga mat. We're going to come into our happy baby first. Okay, so knees apart, grab hold of the outer edges of your feet, but keep your big toes together. Okay, so the inside of your feet are touching. Now from here, you're going to see if you can straighten your legs. Now this is going to depend on your flexibility. Now maybe you just end up about here, and that's absolutely fine. Maybe if you're a little bit more flexible, you can straighten those legs, and what can happen is your hips will come up and maybe your toes tap the floor behind you. Okay, we haven't done much hamstring opening yet, so please be careful with this. But just notice whereabouts you get to. Maybe your feet just hover, maybe you can tense your legs and your feet come behind. Maybe you want to practice with letting go of the feet, bring your hands down to the mat and pushing yourself up. Okay, it's really going to depend on your body and your flexibility here. So just be really mindful. If anything ends up not feeling right, come out of it. Okay, it's a really big one for the back of the neck. So you can always just use your hands behind you. You can even rest your feet on blocks. Just a couple more breaths wherever you are. If it's feeling uncomfortable, come out. And then slowly roll down with control. Hug those knees in, and we're going to come into our Shavasana pose. So letting the legs go out long. Hands down by the side. If you do have props, it's really nice here to do our heart opening Shavasana. So one block underneath your chest, one underneath your head on a higher setting, so that as you lean back, you can really open up the front of the body here. So completely up to you which version you would like to take. You can always do this with pillows and blankets as well. They don't have to be yoga blocks. I am going to do a class on yoga blocks, I think, as well. So if you would like that, let me know in the comments. Let's take a big inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And again, big inhale and exhale. One more time, big inhale. This time, really sigh it out, make a noise. Just come back to a natural breath. And then very slowly, we're going to make our way up to seated. So maybe if you are on props, you prop yourself up on your elbows. If you're on your back, roll over to one side and come up. And we're going to finish today's practice with 3 Oms, okay? Because again, we're working on the throat area, and it's a really great way to work on all the nerves as well. So when we hum, it can actually calm down the nervous system and calm down all your nerves. So hands on the knees. If you don't want to Om, you can always hum, okay? Close down the eyes if that feels comfortable. You're going to take a big inhale, and then we're going to Om, okay? So big inhale. And again, big inhale. And one more time, big inhale. And just feel the vibration of that for a moment. And slowly blink open the eyes. And that's us done for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time.